I'm still fairly new to the whole desk job thing. I work from home and going from being a college strength coach where I was on my feet a large part of the day to being pretty much sedentary throughout the working day. Pretty big change. Still adjusting to it, but I'll hit on some things that have been helpful from a just an overall health standpoint. Here's 3 tips for people working from home or working desk jobs to stay healthy. First one is just moving throughout the day. Like I said, being sedentary has been a big change for me. Being seated the whole day, I always thought with working out in the morning, doing a long workout, that I was set for the rest of the day, but I just realized how low like my step count was and just get lethargic from not moving, especially after meals, just letting it sit instead of moving around. It's been helpful for me to just move throughout the day. For me, it's usually like 10-minute walks during the day, 3 or 4 times a day instead of long. For a while I just did one long walk, but breaking it up throughout the day, especially after meals, has been big time. What's been a game changer for me is just getting a walking pad and keeping that in the basement and just doing a little 10-minute walk at 4 miles an hour. Helps me get over 10,000 steps, and doing that after meals just lowers the glucose levels, helps with digestion. So that's been big. And yeah, just nice to schedule those breaks, get away from the computer a little bit, just get moving, get some blood flowing, let the mind clear a little bit, and listen to podcasts or just do it in silence. Not everyone has a walking pad, but they're pretty cheap. So I'd say they're worth the investment, but otherwise just doing, Jade and I call it movement snacks. So just like drop and do some, rep out some push-ups or split squat ISO or go up and down some stairs, especially if you're like in an office or at school or something. Just doing something to get the heart rate up without breaking too much of a sweat. Obviously, want to avoid that, but just getting the heart rate up, getting moving, doing it after meals is a game changer. Tip number 2, setting up your environment for success, mainly in regards to the food around you. This is especially for remote workers, but honestly, it really goes for anyone. It's different being at home all day surrounded by food. I know it's always been a common thing, especially growing up when I was bored, just go and look in the fridge. That's much easier when you're home all day surrounded by that food. Just setting up your environment for success by not even putting that, not even buying that junk food, not even letting the food that tempts you be in the house or wherever you're working from. That way, even if you do have temptations, you can't give into them because you literally don't have food around you, and you're less likely to eat that junk food, that unhealthy food. So just putting yourself in an environment to succeed, and that can go for a lot of things, but mainly just food. Just stick to healthy foods, stick to the diet plan. Don't buy anything outside of that. Doesn't mean you can't treat yourself once in a while, but just in your home and your work environment, set yourself up for success. And you can do that in other ways. Having a light source, maybe having a standing desk. You don't want to sit all day. Just making sure your work environment is setting you up for success from a health standpoint. Final tip is to get in a morning routine just to make the workday better. I think having some time in the morning and having a set schedule, especially if you have a routine, whether it's a 9 to 5 or whatever your work hours are, just having something in the morning that prepares you for the day ahead, I think is big time. So, like for me, working out, reading the Bible, praying, meditating, getting a good breakfast. I think that all sets the tone for the day and makes the work day better. Just feed into that routine, have something to do every morning that gets the energy right, gets the vibes right for the rest of the day. I think that makes the work day a lot better.